Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warship Blitz video. Today's video is, well, the first in quite some time. So I think there's been a suggestion I try and get one out a week. We're not quite making that target. But anyway, today we have not one but two battles, I suppose, to make up a little bit for lost time. And they are both realistic battles, and they are both in the same ship. That's giving it away.
Good day.
So I hopped back on World of Warship Blitz a week or so back and immediately got invited to a battle, a battle mode that I didn't recognise, realistic battles. So what realistic battles is that all ships are visible all the time, except not on the minimap. So you can see them, and what that means is that if they disappear behind an island and someone else spotting them, you can't spot them.
Incoming.
Or maybe that's... Anyway. Whatever, it does mean that ships, destroyers have a little bit of a harder time because they can't use the stealth mechanic to try and
target area.
Torpedoes away. But also, they're not highlighted on the minimap, so if you lose concentration, then you have to spend your time looking around and not aiming your guns. So this is definitely a mode that rewards a free look. So here we are, we're in Perth. We're hopping inside the capture zone.
Good job.
Trying not to become the first priority target for the ships. So we've popped our first smoke already. Oh no, we haven't. We've taken advantage of a friendly smoke. We're trying to get behind this point of the island to deal with that destroyer because, well, that's what Perths do best. And we've already picked up the first heal, which is a bit of a shame, but that's just the way that things go, and we're trying to deal with the Gator. And I'm going to have to say that in realistic battles, I'm not sure that the destroyers are quite the same threat that they are in a standard battle. We're hopping back inside the cap to try and hold it because our team has captured the circle, but we are struggling to maintain that possession over it. Trying to light some fires on the Pensacola. And yeah, I think discretion is a better part of valor here, especially as our smoke has disappeared.
Capture the target
I'm not
area.
sure we're going to be able to get that this time. Hopefully we can get a couple of shells on the end of it, maybe get a firelet. No such luck. Some Fuso, get some shells off. Our team are almost perfectly positioned outside the cap, and at this point, I'm not really too keen to try and contest the cap on my own in a Perth. So, I mean, I quite like the Perth, but it is a lot more vulnerable than the Leander in respect to the fact that its smoke's really short-lived. So your smoke is sort of emergency use, break glass, and then, well, after that, things aren't good. However, it does have HE, so it does work at range extremely well, which means that its agility
Capture
becomes
the target area.
So here comes the Gator, who is coming out for a look, or perhaps to get some torpedoes off.
An enemy ship.
Get rid of him, we turn in. And what we're trying to do here is get ourselves... well, essentially we're making ourselves a target, hopefully, by drawing the enemy fire away. Our team feels a little bit more inclined to get inside the cap, which would be very helpful. But, yeah. But a high-risk strategy in a ship such as the Perth. The Fuso looks like he's taking quite a lot of damage. There's another very highly damaged ship. We've run our smoke. So if we can get ourselves enough of an angle, we won't be in the target selection group for the enemy ships, because they'll have to turn their guns to such a degree to target my vessel that they will they'll be unable to switch back and forward between my ship and my teammates, who have now very helpfully recaptured the capture zone. I'm turning away because, yeah, we're getting a lot of heat over here. That Pensacola is got 8-inch guns, very nasty. The Warspite, looking at the guns, the Warspite's guns may be facing the other way, or maybe not. There's a lot of fire coming in, that's a little bit too fast for just the Pensacola. And we're just going to try and keep some fires lit on this thing. Keep the range really open. We're only using half of our turrets, not particularly accurately either. But they're well and truly outside the capture zone. Now it's 3 ships. They're down 3 ships, we're down 2 ships. We have the capture zone. And I'm just going to keep
Roger
the range
that.
right open out here and not disappear from the site. At some point they're going to realise they're not putting the effort into the capture zone that they need to. That'll extend my life a little bit by 10 seconds. Oh, not particularly effective shooting there.
Roger that.
Pensacola doesn't have great armour, and I'm firing AP. He's turned in, so he can only get his front turrets, but he's a poor target, as you can see. And then he turns away to try and get all his guns away. We get some hits. We get some hits on him. We are trading here, which is not good because he has bigger guns and a bigger hit point pool. All I have is the agility to basically make sure that I'm a hard target. So at this point, it's simply a case of who's going to run out hit points first. I'm moving directly in order to make sure that I can maintain as small a target profile as possible. And I had the advantage that my guns reloaded before his guns. And there we go, final ship. So the Perth, a flanking manoeuvre in the Perth. If you're going to do a flanking manoeuvre, take advantage of that HE to keep that range heavily extended.
Nice shot.
It's not, I mean, I normally don't recommend a flanking manoeuvre on this map, simply because so many people try it that you just really can't enter that crush, because if there's no one in that centre cap, you'll never hold it. But the Perth, ships like the Perth are one of the few ships that just really cannot hold, well, any sort of position. It's like the Huang Hui. They're capable ships, but they're not capable at doing that. And that's a victory with the Perth. So, you know, having had a nice victory in the Perth, I just wondered whether or not that was a fluke. So let's see how it does when we take it out into pretty much the same circumstances. So all the realistic battles were in the Golden Channel. So here you go. We got the how many kills did we get? 3 kills. Highest damage, or the highest score. That is the Perth. Beautiful looking camo. But yeah, was it a fluke? Let's see. So here we are in realistic battles, going back out into battle in the Golden Channel. Instead of being on the right, we're on the left, and we're pretty much, well, because we're in a Perth, we'll be able to grab the cap, but then what we do after that will determine, yeah, well, we'll have to see, because, well, for 2 reasons. One, it's been a couple of weeks since I played the game, so I don't remember what happened. And number 2, yeah, you just haven't got the staying power in this type of ship. Fortunately, most of our ships are heading forward towards the channel, which is a healthy sign. If you have some sort of off angles where ships look as though they might be heading, like that rear battleship of ours has got a bit of an angle on him, but I wonder if he's going to turn left and anchor himself in the edge of the cap, which is what I'd do. I'd head slightly to the right, have my guns facing to the right. When I get into the cap, I'd turn slightly left, use the hit point pool to anchor the cap and make sure that the team, provide encouragement for the team to be in the capture zone. So here we are, some nice little torpedoes. Hopefully we'll avoid those, but whatever happens, happens. No, shielded by our friendly ship. He's decided to hide behind this island. We've decided to hide behind this island, and we're just going to use our front guns, because if we expose too much of the ship, we are going to be in real trouble. Right here, of course, we are going to have a bit of a road smash, and that is definitely a road smash. Right, a beached enemy ship. That's an Admiral Graf Spey, and we are just cycling back and forth. They are aiming for us. Whoops, we're the cause of the road smash now. I'm trying to sort of sidle up behind that island and remain in the cap, because if I slide outside the cap, we haven't got a lot of ships. The team is being driven out of the cap. Looks like that's happened to me as well. Some rear turrets over the island at that Queen Elizabeth, which is going to be a very, very, very dangerous target. And then we're going to put some angle on so that we aren't an attractive target in response. Last salvo before the angle becomes too steep. And we get some HE coming back in at us, which is lucky because if that had been AP, I think things would have been very nasty. A bit of paint scratching going on here. Our cruiser has taken a lot of damage trying to hold that cap. There, we have to try and pin it, prevent them from taking it and grabbing the points. Me hopping inside the cap was enough of the balance. If we can get rid of this destroyer, we are in the money. And we're not getting rid of that destroyer. Oh, he's turning again. And I'm firing HE, which probably isn't great, but he hasn't got a lot of hit points left. We're just trying to just tag him with anything that we can do. He's jinking very nicely, but well, there's times when dispersion actually becomes quite useful. Over on this flank, the Admiral Graf Spey is heading out on a flanking manoeuvre, which at this point, now you can't see in the minimap what's happening on the other side. So this is one of the problems with realistic battles, is that the tactical situation becomes a little bit more challenging to understand. Okay, so this is a Graf Spey. One thing I know about Graf Spey is it has big guns, hence I've smoked up, and it has torpedoes, hence I have fired off my sonar, because it has good long range torpedoes, and I'm just turning now on the assumption he's been travelling in a straight line. He's probably been launching his torpedoes. I'll launch mine, which means that if for some reason he knocks me out, which isn't impossible with those big guns of his, then my torpedoes are out there to finish the job, and it looks like I'm going to rely on them to finish the job. Here come his torpedoes, so we got him. I need to turn away because his torpedoes are very long range. And one thing about the Perth, well, several things about the Perth: it has absolutely fantastic concealment, and it has fantastic turning. It has reasonable acceleration, and then, yeah, well, the rest of it's fairly ordinary, to be honest. Oh, it has sonar. It does have sonar. Sonar with smoke, which makes it a little destroyed killing menace in the right hands if you get lucky. Although short-range fuel smoke, which only lasts for about 10 seconds, you'll probably find that that's not really designed for hunting destroyers. That's designed for basically getting you out of trouble. From experience, you have to be very good at timing it. If a battleship's just fired at you and you pop your smoke, the problem is your smoke will be gone by the time they've reloaded. So you actually have to wait exposed for sort of counting time off on in your head until they are close to their reload point. Then you pop their smoke. So you essentially can delay the return fire until you're in a reasonable position. So this is where realistic battles becomes a little bit interesting, because they have one ship left and we have no idea where that ship is. Now, last seen it was disappearing around that island, which is probably a good reason why they lost this game. They spent a lot of time out on the flank, so they had a fairly good push into the centre. But their two battleships right at the start, their Queen Elizabeth and I can't remember what the other one was, were out on their right flank, on our left flank, outside the cap, trying to push down beside the capture zone. If you've got 2 out of 7 of your ships, and both of them are battleships, on a flanking manoeuvre like that in the Golden Channel, that's pretty much a guaranteed loss. So not so much credit to the effectiveness of the Perth. It's more the fact that the enemy screwed up. So we're wondering if he's hiding behind this island. I do have 1 smoke left, or 2 smoke left actually. So if we get spotted, I can try and use agility, smoke, torpedoes to try and finish whatever it is off. But as it turns out, there he is over there, far side. And unfortunately, he is well out of range, or is he? So, final 10-second clock's going down, shots out, and boom, there you go. 3 kills in the Perth. Last one was a bit of a steal, but hey, you know, it takes skill to steal a kill at extreme range, doesn't it? Or maybe we just put it down to kill securing. Whatever, you need them out of the game. If the last ship left, fair game. So there we go. Not quite so high score this time. Still 3 kills, 2 capture zones, a very high scoring game for our Bayern and our little French destroyer friend there. But still, the Perth in battle. Realistic battles, well, I did well in the Perth in Blitz Royale, doing well in realistic battles, not doing so well in just normal battles, but anyway, at least it's good at something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching, and catch you hopefully soon, but hopefully next time.